That's the thing, is I know that I'm a very pretty man. I know that. I have mirrors. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that like photographs of me, like I don't feel like I'm very photogenic. I don't feel
You're
like
wrong. You're wrong. I'll tell you. You take a good picture.
maybe I just have a very low self-esteem.
I am the same.
Oh,
I am the
really?
same. I am the same way. I don't think that I take very good pictures, and occasionally somebody manages to catch a good picture of me, and like I love those people that they're capable of doing that because it reminds me, or it just helps me, you know,
Not hate yourself.
not hate myself.
Same
All right.
girl, same.
Ready to go. Y'all ready?
As will ever be.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do this. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, a New Jersey man has realized the most common shared dream on the interwebs. He went to that guy's house and wired. I'm going to start over because for some reason, audio just started rolling on its own. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, a New Jersey man has realized the most common shared dream on the interwebs. He went to that guy's house and wailed on him with a hammer. A teacher in Baltimore County, Maryland, has been arrested and charged for using AI to fake a recording of his boss ranting and railing against teachers, students, blacks, and Jews. And after a look at the dark side of AI, let's look on the happier side. A living skin to help robots smile. To help robots smile. To help robots smile. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us with executive producer Mike Latoris. We're going to start over. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
Grease Monkey Pete.
Damn, Big Daddy.
Here's the thing about the Media Virus Podcast. It's really well done.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Matty Rockdeath.
Hot. Do we have a show for you people this week? I am Matty Rockdeath. I am the mattiest of all Rockdeaths. And I am proof positive that anyone can have a podcast. Speaking of, welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. Please. Just do that for us, if you don't mind. I want to take a minute and thank the new subscribers for their support, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or if you're just checking us out on themediavirus.com. Thank you. And as always, you can give us a call here. Well, we've actually figured out that you can't give us a call, but you can call us up and leave us a message at 646-virus-01, 646-virus-01. You might make it on the show. I mean, it's a whole dead part of the,
Cool.
Anyway, before the show descends completely into total chaos, which is a trademark of the Media Virus Podcast, I want to bring some attention to a GoFundMe that is up for a dear, dear friend of my wife's, and by extension myself. Their home was hit by lightning and subsequently went up in flames. And, I bitch a lot that every AI-generated news copy we get has some fucking lesson or stark reminder of some shit. But this is a stark reminder that everything that you love, everything that you have worked for, can disappear in an instant, in the blink of an eye. And what do you do? You have. I don't know if the sound effects are appropriate, but okay. You got no phone, you got no ID. Hopefully you have a firebox for insurance paperwork, but and other shit. But not everybody does that, And And it's fucking like, Ricky and I were talking earlier today. It's overwhelming,
Mhm.
but I know what you would hope others would do, and that's rally around you with food and resources. So I have thrown the link in the description. Please take a minute to donate whatever you can. Donate whatever you can. That does help. I think that there is a second point to drive home, and that is that safety is an illusion. You're not safe even in your own home.
Right.
And the safer we try to make dangerous activities, the more reckless the human behavior becomes.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you compare,
As soon as you put those little daisies down in the bottom of your shower so you don't slip and fall, you get the bright idea to start trying to have sex in there, and you fall.
right? Exactly. Because if the daisies weren't there, you would know. But look at American football compared to rugby. Both are high contact sports where rugby causes way less long term damage. You don't hear about CTE or CET.
They try not to hit. They hit just hard enough to
stop you, not
to do the job. They're not trying to see how well the pads work.
Yeah, exactly. And Pete, this is right up Pete's alley. Take driving in the 70s and 80s, automakers were just figuring shit out. We didn't have fucking airbags, ABS. Dude, I had cars without seatbelts.
Yeah, anything built before 1964 did not have to have them. It was optional equipment.
Just like ABS was optional equipment.
Yep.
Airbags were optional equipment. This was all stuff that, that came out after the invention of the automobile, after we started driving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So, like, I remember the cars that my parents had when I was growing up. Both my parents drove 1970 Pontiac GTOs.
Shit.
And they had bucket seats with a lap belt. And in the back seat, they had lap belts.
Right.
Just the lap belt. It didn't come down over your shoulder.
No, why would it? You're in the back.
But because Dad's was a bit of a higher end and it had a hard top, it had the optional shoulder harness, which was under a clip above the window, and you could take it down and clip it on to the lap belt and then clip them together, and then you adjusted it to the right, which I don't know how safe that ever was, but that's what it was.
That sounds as dumb as the automatic seatbelts. Are you old enough to remember automatic seatbelts where they would just move? Oh, those were the fucking...
Dodge Neon that I've been in has.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dodge Neons. But and people's see now, like, every car on the road is a finely tuned automobile comparatively.
Yeah.
And people's driving reflects that. The introduction of the internet has made people feel safe about talking a bunch of shit online. But most of us are Gen Xers, and as Gen Xers know that running your mouth has consequences.
That's right.
It means most of us. It means not me.
Well,
right. I mean, she still hasn't figured out that running your mouth has consequences.
Do you remember a pre-internet world, Erica? I mean,
100%.
Okay.
As a child,
Yeah, like we were
10 or 11.
Yeah, not of feral age.
Yeah, we were in our late teens when the internet was really becoming a thing. Yeah. I know that I was like 16, 17 when the internet really started to like happen.
Yeah.
Like Matt never experienced.
Yeah.
But he kind of has, because nobody he lived with could afford
right
internet or a computer. So
that helps. I mean, that does help.
It was very expensive technology.
Yeah.
But Gen Xers know, that running your mouth has consequences. So, and
it does. And in a shocking turn of events, a seemingly harmless online argument between two gamers escalated into a violent attack. According to reports, a 20-year-old man, Edward Kang, flew across the country from New Jersey to Florida to target another gamer he had argued with within a medieval fantasy mass. This is a tongue twister. He argued with this guy within a medieval fantasy massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It's a
Is
lot
it
of
World
words.
of Warcraft? I would imagine it's World of Warcraft.
Probably. I don't think it's specifically called it. The source material may call out the game. Authorities reported that Kang traveled from Newark, New Jersey to Jacksonville, Florida under the pretense of visiting a friend. However, his true motive was far more sinister. Kang allegedly proceeded to the victim's residence in Fernandina Beach, which was unlocked around 2 a.m. on Sunday. The unsuspecting victim was walking out of his bedroom when he was confronted by Kang, who struck him in the head with a hammer. Thankfully, the victim's injuries were not life-threatening, and he received medical attention. Kang was apprehended by authorities and is being held without bond on charges of attempted murder and burglary. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the potential danger.
Stark reminders. All right. Yeah, it's a stark reminder. It's a stark reminder to keep your mouth shut.
Beneath the surface of online interactions, it highlights the importance of maintaining anonymity and exercising caution when engaging with the strangers in the virtual world. Happy and wealthy.
So, Happy and Wealthy's in the chat and saying that she's apparently one of the, she's done some online gaming and wanted to. Of course, you want to, dude. I've been in on Call of Duty. I remember when we had the Wii and I had Call of Duty for the Wii was really fun,
right? Because
you had to
Oh, okay.
You were there, man. You were I've got PTSD from that shit. Dude, I have seen so much computer generated blood. I can't.
Not computer generated.
Because I've gone on, and I've also gone on massive killing sprees, on Call of Duty.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, it's fun. What you do is you go into a practice lobby, like a private game, and you build a whole bunch of robots, make them all against you. It's just you against them.
Yeah, and then you just go.
Right, and then you just literally, it's like a murder spree. It's so much fun. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, and dude, especially the first time I ever put a headset on playing the zombies,
right,
Call of Duty, I couldn't understand why we weren't working as a team. I was so excited to work as a team and to be able to communicate. You get this one, I'll get that one. All right, man. And all it is people
sending zombies to you.
No, yeah, it's all it is people trying to get all the points that they can so they can do shit. And then because you got to get points to get to the next round and stuff. But you would I would try to hole up and communicate, work as a team. That's how I think. But no, I got people telling me that I've had horrible things said to me. Horrible.
And they were like 6 years old.
Yeah, dude, I've stopped talking to a friend. Happy and Wealthy's in the chat saying I've stopped talking to a friend because we got way too heated.
Yeah.
I've gotten way too heated. I'm not proud of the things I've done.
Are you currently still not talking to this person, or they're
it's Doodles. No, it was a long time ago. It was on Wii when Wii used to be a
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the source material that I pulled this article from, and according to the records, he apparently, when he left, he told his mom that he was going to visit a friend.
Oh, Mom, I'm going to see a friend. And he's just, it's on a plane. God, are you going on a plane?
Well, there was that episode of 911. I mean, I know it's TV, but somebody killed somebody because of what happened in the game.
It was Arcade that they were playing.
Do you remember?
Arcade? They weren't even playing a cool game.
In the gamer realm thing, you know what I secretly no, I don't. I'm secretly. I openly love those videos on TikTok and stuff where the dad or the mom follow through on their threat and they take out the kids Xbox.
There's that one that just freaks out.
Yeah, as punishment for like not mowing the lawn or something or whatever.
Mom, don't
And-
touch my game.
Oh no, yeah, don't touch my Xbox, whatever, because I have all my
I feel like
stuff on there.
I feel like some of that shit though is staged.
They did it for the views.
They did it for the views.
Yeah.
They knew it would get views, and they
Yep.
probably an old Xbox or whatever, something
Yeah.
Or there's
That may be the case, but you know what? I still felt good after watching it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because
as long as you feel good. Looking at the source, Kang flew from Newark, New Jersey to Jacksonville, Florida last Thursday evening, telling his mother that he was going to visit a friend that he had met while playing a video game. Mom, I'm going to go to Florida and see a friend.
You think that's how Kang sounded?
I don't know. Upon arrival, Kang took an Uber to the hotel in Fernandina Beach, about 35 miles north of Jacksonville, and then bought a hammer at a local hardware store. He went to the
sure. He's not going to take the hammer with him from home, on the plane and everything, because then there'd be
it's hard to get
that'd be
hammer
an evidence trail. They'd be like, so, sir.
I mean, so was Boog across the street from the victim's house. Was this what you talked about 3 weeks ago with that fucking dude came up upon the unlocked bank, went across the street, bought a mask, came back and robbed the bank. And that's the level of intelligence we're working with right here.
What is it about Florida that makes people decide to go get supplies for their crime right across the street while they're there?
It's it's just ease and convenience, baby. It's because but I do think some of those father just punishing the child fucking video. I do think some of those are staged, and I don't think you can't really trust anything on the internet.
If that's the case, Matt, I think those people, some of those kids need to go into acting because the emotion looks real. I'm pretty convinced that. But if that's the case, hey, maybe they should take up a career in acting because they're really fucking good at it.
I know, but anymore, I'm suspicious. It's almost like you don't know what's real.
Yeah.
You don't know, you don't know what's put on. And now with the dawn of AI, we don't know, what, if anything, if you could say something happened and it wasn't even, they put it, they did anything. As Ryan would say, they typed it up on the computer.
Well, since you brought it up, I do have a story about not playing clean. In Baltimore, a high school athletic director is facing charges for allegedly using artificial intelligence to create a racist and anti-Semitic recording impersonating his principal. Police say Darian used AI to make it sound like Principal Eric Eiswert made offensive remarks about students and staff. The recording spread on social media and caused a stir in the community, even leading to Eiswert's temporary removal from the school. Matt, could you pull that video?
I'm looking for it right now.
The links are in the link list to the right.
That's where I'm going.
Investigators say Darian was upset with Eiswert over potential work performance issues and financial discrepancies. Darian was arrested at the airport and is facing charges including stalking and disruption of school operations. This case highlights the growing concern about the misuse of AI technology. Experts say deep fakes, which can be created with just a few dollars, can have serious consequences. They're calling for stricter regulations and better ways to detect these AI-generated fakes.
Now we have a TikTok?
I believe there was a TikTok that's in one of the articles there, and there was also the full video that was out in one cell to the right beyond that.
All right, of course, I'm having some kind of issue right now.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes.
Would you like a tissue?
Oh, Pete.
I should probably be careful what I say to you guys because you guys have access to all the recordings of the things I've said.
That's true.
You guys have done it before.
We have. There's no AI involved. It's just a matter of stringing together all those things that Pete went and said.
Right. It's just stuff he said. That's all. I mean, never mind that we wrote it and told him to. We pretended it. We made it seem like he's playing a character. That's not important. You understand what I'm saying? Are we showing up yet? There we go. All right. So I got the Daily Mail article up.
There you go.
All right. Are we done reading the article?
Yes.
All right. So this is the one that has the. Oh yeah, here it is. This is what.
Finding the right coverage for a large and diverse workforce
can
be hard.
Well, there's that advertisement that
Goddamn advertisements.
I like how they're advertising like Aflac in front of a
giant like animatronic turtles.
You know, I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these here every day.
Can you hear it?
Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag these blacks out of here one way or another.
What on earth?
I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side. Kathy, I'm done.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Finding the right cover.
But
I mean,
I'm going to join the other side.
Yeah, I'm.
Who tells a coworker I'm going to become a Klansman? Nobody does that.
Right, but I mean, this guy was angry with him and decided he was going to put together something that was going to ruin his career.
And he tried, but they were able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
so in this same vein, while we're talking about it, I've done some AI work this past week, playing around with some AI tools, and I found one that will make a short podcast based on written content that you feed to it. And you get to choose a voice, and one of the options is that you can read off a paragraph to it and tell it, just use my voice based on this paragraph over here. So that's what I did, and I wanted to share that. So bear with me just a moment while I set up a quick share.
Happy and Wealthy's joining in. There was an episode of the Circle USA where people had to vote out the AI. And they couldn't tell. They actually voted out the real person. We did that with Staff Writer Bill. We had Staff Writer Bill versus AI. But the problem was that Staff Writer Bill wrote.
Yeah, he programmed the AI stuff.
He not only programmed the AI stuff, but he wrote the story and then ran it through AI
to get
to make it better. So it was really hard to tell which one was him because they were technically both him.
Yeah. There's a little more AI in that than we expected.
It was meta. It was a meta joke. You got to really wrap your head around it.
If you remember talking to us, us talking last week, I mentioned that we put out an open call for guests, and there was a post on the website about it. Well,
Yeah,
I took that press release and I dumped it into this AI system, and here's what it gave me.
Oh wow.
Hello, podcast listeners. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the TMVP Fake Smarts podcast. I am your host, Professor Mike Latoris. Brace yourselves for an exciting edition where we delve into an exciting announcement from the Media Virus Podcast Network concerning open calls for new guests for their shows and the fabulous opportunities they offer. First off, let's discuss the Media Virus Podcast. Are you a compelling storyteller, someone with a riveting promotion, or maybe you have an uncanny clairvoyant talent? If you possess one of these talents, or all of them, or somewhere in between, then the Media Virus Podcast is scouting for someone just like you. They're on the hunt for dynamic and engaging individuals who have that special something to both entertain and educate their listeners. So, if you've got that X factor, they want to hear from you. And trust me, it doesn't hurt to try.
Is that not a bit creepy?
Why do I feel called out?
Yeah, that's not just a bit creepy. That is very,
Yeah,
very
that's super creepy.
All I fed to it was the press release I wrote,
wow.
and it
Yep.
came up with the text, and it does it inside of about 5 minutes.
Wow.
There's even a fake TMVP out there now.
Well,
Yeah.
there's sorta. I mean, there's this fake version that I've lined up that will do for us all of these wonderful things. I don't know if I can get back now.
Wouldn't it be great though if they were to like somehow like incorporate like make a robot that was completely intelligence and that had a skin. You know what I mean? If there was like over top, like living organism over top of Cybertronic. I forget the line.
Yeah.
What was the
Mr.
the recent Keanu Reeves movie?
Don't know.
The recent
recent Keanu Reeves movie in the last couple years.
I have no idea.
Where he is a scientist, they essentially do clones, and then they load like your not even clones. They grow a body using your DNA or whatever, so it looks exactly like you, and then they load your consciousness, your memory and everything into it.
That sounds.
It's scary as hell.
A bunch of other movies that were out in the 80s, actually.
Yeah.
It's not a new premise at all.
No, it's not really a new premise, but it was I thought it was very well done.
Look at this thing smiling at you.
That it's absolutely creepy. Absolutely.
Can you see that fucking thing?
What the heck is that thing?
That's the skin that they came up with to make robots smile. Researchers at the University of Tokyo have developed a way to give robots a more human-like smile using actual living skin.
That looks like a skinned human, is what it looks like.
Those eyes are just.
Yeah. This technology involves layering lab-grown skin tissue with a collagen gel onto a robotic skeleton. Tiny V-shaped grooves in the skeleton help the skin move more naturally when the robot's internal mechanisms activate a smile.
Tell me they're not going to bring this technology into the sex toy industry.
While the current
living the flesh feeling,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to say, I'm going to need your pants and your keys.
I need your.
What's this from?
Your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Yeah, that's it. That's the line.
While the current version lacks features like wrinkles and sweat glands, scientists say that it's a big step towards robots with realistic faces
and eyelids.
This research,
it's just creepy. Like it never blinks.
This research could even have applications in the future of human cosmetics and plastic surgery. The team behind this project sees potential benefits beyond aesthetics. Robots with self-healing skin would be much more durable, and adding sensors and nerves could give them the ability to feel their surroundings.
So Happy and Wealthy is actually joining us.
Oh, fantastic.
I feel like she's got something to say.
Okay.
Hey, girl.
Hey, it's me. I'm so happy to
I wanted
be
to
here.
join because these are all of her favorite things: video games and AI. So she thought,
which one of you is which? Like you both sound the same.
I love that. I wonder why. So I love AI. I absolutely love gaming. And I think that this little monster robot is the cutest thing ever. He looks like a little kombucha, like the beginning of a kombucha.
That thing's going to haunt my nightmares.
He looks like a bologna.
He's so cute. He looks like Popeye.
You need to give
Popeye
him,
and the
Wait,
no, he
Matt,
needs eyelids.
Matt,
What?
you need to check and find out which one of those two in the room is a robot.
No, either of them are robots. I don't.
Like they sound exactly the same.
You have to shoot the fake one.
Like that Spider-Man meme. All right. So yeah, that we are what 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from, literally building the Terminator.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Having AI
Pretty much.
Oh no, dude! Men are creating AI girlfriends.
Yeah,
and then verbally abusing them.
Oh my!
Yeah,
we did a story on this like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, it was here 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I know. That's why I'm surprised that you're not like.
And my
I'm
understanding
surprised
is,
you're so surprised about this conversation.
Yeah.
my understanding is there are women out there that are creating AI boyfriends and driving them to stop. Eventually, they just stop responding and ghost them.
So rude.
Are you fucking around?
No, I've heard tales of that.
You make your AI boyfriend ghost you.
They eventually start shutting down because
they literally
jamming their fingers in the light socket or whatever. Like
you made a robot kill itself.
Like that's a pretty big accomplishment. That's a pretty big accomplishment if you ask me, but it's still fucking scary.
You were so lonely that you created a boyfriend to talk to, and then you drove it away.
That's so mean.
I mean, it's mean for men to.
Can you all just picture it? Can you all just picture it? There's like the robot sitting with them at like Starbucks or whatever, and the robot just gets up, excuse me, and like just walks out and walks into traffic in front of a bus. Like, ah.
What's kombucha?
Kombucha?
I think
no
kombucha, maybe.
Kombucha. Maybe kombucha.
Is that where you're going?
That's what the little thingy looks like. You should tell him.
Yeah, kombucha. It's basically fermented something, and that fermentation creates that bacteria. You drink it; it's really good for you. Has a slight alcohol percentage. That's also how vinegar starts.
Right. In vinegar, they call it the mother.
Yeah, so that's the mother.
Your mother.
And that's what this looks like.
Yeah, it actually.
I don't know.
Kombucha.
Like, is there a reason we still have this on the screen? Because
I want to make sure everybody's creeped out. Like I want this to haunt everyone's dreams.
I feel zero creep. All
Thanks.
I feel is
so when I wake up screaming at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can blame you, Matty.
So
she said she feels warmth in her heart when she sees
happy. Oh, so yeah. That's I feel like that speaks volumes. The fact that we're all terrified of it.
It looks so squishy and adorable and friendly. Look at it. It's like Popeye. He's about to save the day.
It looks like a gummy.
Yes. Now he looks tasty.
Gummy. I think you know what it kind of looks like. It kind of looks like a diaphragm.
Ooh. Or like at the cervix, like the base of the cervix.
Right. Can you imagine looking at it and it's smiling at you like that?
Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing?
Or looking back at you.
I'm ready.
Come on in.
You're like, that would be kind of disturbing if you were down there and like you were like, holy shit, it's looking at me.
Yeah. I think that qualifies for disturbing.
Yes, it does. Okay. Well, that's all we had planned for A Block.
Yeah.
Let's cut that tape and get moving on B Block. Let's keep this.
All right. Well, before we do, there's a couple of things that I do on the way out of here that are kind of important. And that is to tell you that After the break, we're going to talk about animals like bunnies and parrots and hippos. Oh, my. And we find out what Big Daddy wants to ask us this week in Big Daddy Asks number 26. The A block, as usual, the top 3 news is brought to you tonight by 302-46-VOICE. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46-VOICE. MySports Art Shop. You can check them out over at redbubble.com and mysportsreports.com for all your local area sports reports here, and to get all the great art stuff that they do. That's at Redbubble. It's stuff that you can have demand printed on all kinds of gift items. Great to send around. And as always, we're sponsored by Stepmoms Without Children, coming back in another week and a half, 2 weeks or so to do their season 2. We're very excited about Erica coming back for season 2. Going to have big things coming.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to run over to themediavirus.com where you can find out how to be a guest either on this show or on Stepmoms. There's information there. You can reach out to us, send us a note or leave us a message, and we'll get in touch with you and put you on the show. That being said, we'll be back right after. Let's say right after this.
Damn it! I didn't think of that.
Pete,
the hell is that?
What are you touching, Pete?
I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. I mean, if you want me to touch something, I can touch something.
So let me save this.
Not touching anything. But I am going to go back to work, kids.
Okay.
So it's been fun. Aisha, it was nice having you.
I'm so happy to be with you here. Have a great time at work.
It's delightfully creepy how much you sound exactly like Erica.
It's that DNA.
Now, see, I hear distinct differences.
Yeah, I don't
see. Well, but you have more experience with the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Like my father has a hard time telling me and my brother apart.
He's going to work. Say bye.
Bye, Pete.
Bye, Pete. Drive safe.
Okay. Bye. Jeez.
What?
Bye.
I remember when I was 17, I had a hernia repair done, and they put me on Percocets. And when I went home, all perked up, I said something to my mother, and she turned around and looked at me, and she said, "You sound exactly like your father. You're going to need to stop that."
Talk about projecting.
I got that all the time as a kid when I picked up the phone. People, my aunts and uncles would be like, "You sound just like your father."
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "Really? I'm going to have to work on that." All right, I'm going. Bye.
All right, bye.
Have
Pete.
fun. I'll listen to you guys in the truck tomorrow or the next day.
Oh my God, my dad was a trucker. You're just like my dad.
No, I'm not a big rig trucker. I just drive a little pickup truck delivering parts. It's not really the same.
You still matter, baby. You still matter. You make the world better.
Thank
Have fun.
you.
The way
Thank
it
you.
It's that last
Thank
mile.
you. That's right.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
You should. Now go the fuck away.
Bye. Good night.
Hang the fuck up. Fuck's sake.
I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just saying, like, you said you were going to leave and you were preventing him from leaving, but then he prevented himself from leaving.
That shows that it's real family. Only family does that. You say goodbye and you give each other a kiss 12 times and you never leave.
Literally on my show, I do it. I do the fucking Portuguese goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
I say bye like 5 different times.
I figured out that the best way to handle it is at the first goodbye, I start loading the car. Right. Then there's everything's in the car. Second goodbye, I start the car.
Now you're burning gas.
Now we're burning gas.
And stressing people out.
Right. Then I let it go for a while because you don't want to be, you don't want to be a dick.
And you want to get the temperature right inside.
Right. So, like, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6,
Dramatic number 6.
Number 6. Dramatic number 6. As if it's ever been 6.
It is not. Maybe it's like my mom will walk me to the car. My mom will walk me to the car and finish the conversation, but it's not 6. Right, Aisha?
Dramatic 6. I just tickled the shit out of me.
Oh, boy.
I love how you're laughing. Keep it going. It's contagious.
Tickled.
All right, are we recording yet?
We are recording.
All right, good. You want to do Big Daddy Asks first?
Yeah, let's do that so we can have a little discussion about
Yeah,
that.
so we know what we're discussing, right?
Yep.
And so we're going to share this tab instead. And here we go.
The Media Virus Podcast presents a Stanley McFadden production.
And it's not shared at all.
Brings to you.
All right, let me try to fix that.
Thank you.
What am I doing? Oh, yeah, we're going to add that to stage.
There you go.
Hey, there's the video.
Okay.
Now let's see if you guys can hear it. Where the fuck did it go? There it is.
Put it on stage. We're good.
The Media Virus
You hear
Podcast
it?
presents a Stanley McFadden production. Big Daddy proudly brings to you.
Big Daddy asks.
After how many days would you no longer be willing to eat that girl's pussy? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I think 3 days. I think.
Like, are we talking without showering? Like, what?
What is? I don't understand this.
Oh, no.
Per usual, I don't understand what the fuck.
I think what he's failing to mention is without bathing or showering.
Literally never.
I'd like to remind everyone that we don't censor these. We don't scan. We don't know what Big Daddy's going to say.
Yeah, we don't audition them before they come on.
Yeah, we don't look at them. We just this one's number. Which one is this number? This
26.
Number 26.
This is the 26th time.
Not for nothing. He has to. He's trying to come up with a new question every week. If you have a question for Big Daddy that you think he should ask,
Okay, because apparently he's been fucking backed up because they're all about sex.
well, he's very horny. We've all figured that out.
They're always about sex.
Are they?
Well,
Yeah.
not always, but
Just
you know.
Just the tips is always a relationship or sex oriented type of question.
Right.
Or answer. Tip.
That's right. But he tries to, Where are we starting with bunnies and parrots and hippos?
Oh my. Well, I'm going to I'll leave this camera on for a bit. We are going to talk about bunnies and I was going to start with bunnies. And it's my forearm. I keep touching that. Whoops.
I think you have a ghost.
Yeah,
the ghost thinks you want to start. First, it thought you wanted to start shit in space at the beginning of the show.
It did,
and now it thinks we should have taken a break by now. But we're going to share. I want to share this tab instead.
There was a bunny story that you mentioned. So we put that one in.
Saw this headline and laughed for 20 minutes. Woman jumps into Rhode Island River to rescue rabbit. I didn't even read the story
because rabbits don't typically swim. I don't think so.
I hope that this was her pet rabbit. I hope this
a
wasn't
reveler
just
enjoying 4th of July celebrations. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
A reveler enjoying 4th of July celebrations in Rhode Island ended up jumping into the Providence River to rescue a struggling rabbit. Emily Swift, who was visiting Providence from New York, attended the 4th of July water fire celebration and ended up catching the unusual rescue on camera. Swift's video, which she posted to TikTok, shows a woman swimming in the Providence River to rescue a not-so-buoyant bunny that was struggling in the water. The woman, who has not been identified, was rescued by a water fire boat captained by Christine Mayno, a 26-year-old volunteer of the annual celebration. We threw the life ring out. We have a ladder. We put that on the side of the boat so that we could get her up. And she would not let go of the rabbit. She was bound and determined the rabbit was coming with her. The mystery rescuer was praised by witnesses. I think we're all animal lovers at the end of the day, and we have certain levels we'll go to, and
I think
hers was a little higher
dumbass.
than ours.
Where is this?
This is the Providence River, Rhode Island, right?
Oh, that's weird.
No, yeah,
Rhode
I
Island.
think this person, this
In
person
Rhode
is challenged. That's the only answer. Who does that? I mean, nobody wants to watch a struggling rabbit, but I'm not jumping into a fucking river to save a rabbit. Also, I think it would be really funny if as soon as she got out and let the rabbit free, like some kind of raptor or other bird of prey just
would that be funny?
swooped down and took it.
That would be so funny.
Fucking hilarious.
That's so mean.
Hilarious.
I mean, I think that's really nice that you did that.
Or if the angry rabbit jumped back in and started swimming again.
Right? like
I
that
was
sheep
just
trying to
getting
get to the other
momentum.
like that sheep, they pull the sheep out of the ditch and then it runs, jumps right back into the ditch.
Right back.
I saw one today. There was a deer stuck in a fence. It has antlers stuck in a fence. This guy gets his antlers out of the fence. My man makes a U and it runs and it goes right back into the fence. It's just
Comes right back.
They're
They're just like us.
They're just as dumb as we are. But
just as dumb as we are.
I mean, we're all trying to figure it out, you know? So are rabbits.
Was the bunny their pet?
No, apparently it was just a strange bunny.
How did she even see that? What was she doing there?
Apparently
they were at the water fire festival in Providence that they have on the river for 4th of July. And she's like, hey, there's a bunny. And she dove in to get it. And they had to then go and rescue her.
That might have just been an excuse. She might have always wanted to dive in there. She was just testing the water.
No, I saw something, I swear.
Yeah, and then she can't get. She's got to keep the ruse up, you know. She's got to save the bunny.
They said she wouldn't turn the bunny loose. There was definitely a bunny there.
I don't know.
Now, see, this next story, it's a little easier because you can ask a parrot what's going on, and they'll tell you.
We should get one.
Parrot that
I
escaped.
do not want. I almost now I feel like we shouldn't have even put this in, but because she wants a parrot. I hate birds. If we get a pet, I just want to have a pet crow that lives outside.
But you can keep them outside. You're not allowed to keep birds that are that naturally occur here. You're not allowed to keep them as pets in the States. You're not allowed to keep crows. You're not allowed to keep ravens unless they're European.
I can feed them and make them my friends.
Yes, you can make friends with crows. That's actually a good idea.
That's what I want to do. I want to make friends with crows.
You can actually teach them to bring you money.
Yeah,
I read a story about a year or so ago about a guy over in Britain who started feeding crows, and he knew that, you know, if you start giving crows better treats because they'll bring you stuff if you feed them. So if they start bringing you cool stuff, you give them a better treat. So they realize the better the stuff that they bring you, the better the treat. So one time a crow brought him a bill, like a 1 or a 5, whatever. So he gave him a better treat for that. So it got to a point where the crow started bringing money often. And crows will work together. So they'll tell the other crows in the murder, hey, there's this dude over here. If you bring him one of these, he'll give you the good stuff. So then he had a whole murder of crows that was bringing money to him. And he was like throwing them peanuts, and they really like peanuts.
That is fantastic.
What's this? What's about the parrot?
So he flies away on like Friday, right? And
midnight on Saturday. The colorful pet bird fled shortly after midnight on Saturday, prompting his owner to put up posters and share appeals to find him on social media. He was eventually found at Glasgow's Queen Elizabeth maternity unit, eating crisps and playing around.
Crisps are what Americans call chips.
Potato chips, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing we call crisps in the United States is Pringles, because Pringles cannot legally be called potato chips.
That's right.
So Pringles are potato crisps. Well, the Stacks, any of those manufactured
potato-like substances.
Lace Stacks are so
yeah.
good. The texture is everything.
Right. Well, that's a manufactured. Those are crisps. That's a manufactured chip.
Well,
but in England, they don't know how to talk. So they use that word to describe chips, and they use the word chips to describe fries.
Okay, well, you're not being very nice right now.
A parrot that escaped his home and flew off.
I don't have to be nice. We won a war back in 1776. Says I can say whatever the fuck I want.
All right.
Woo!
Don't forget that time that the Germans were beating them up and we stepped in.
That's right.
A parrot that escaped his home and flew off for a wild weekend has been found more than 5 miles away in a maternity unit. The pet bird, named Jobby, fled a ground floor flat in Langside, Glasgow, shortly
Dude, look
before
at the size of this thing, man. It's sitting on a fucking shopping cart. Fucking huge, dude.
Owner Apsy Watana had been performing with her band Brenda at Kelburn Garden Party in North Ayrshire and had been unloading equipment when Jobby made his great escape. Miss Watana told Sky News, "That's when he just bolted. It was such a horrible moment. He's never flown away before, but I have taken him on little excursions, like to Queen's Park, which is not that far." I guess she takes him down to the park with his little shopping cart and they hang around. Anyway, Miss Watana and her friend, Fleur de Hoog, because sure, that's what your friend's name is when your bird runs away, got to work sticking up posters and sharing appeals on social media. "I had really lost hope that he wouldn't come back," she said. However, late on Sunday afternoon, the musician and TV assistant editor was contacted by a nurse and a patient at the Queen Elizabeth maternity unit saying Jobby was in the reception area. The pet was sick.
I feel like this is a publicity stunt to promote her band. This never happened.
Well, you know,
she wanted to get publicity for her band, so she made up some fucking thing. She drove her fucking parrot over to this maternity ward, threw it in the lobby, and then said, "Oh, they found my bird."
Well, I mean, if she did that, you'd think that she would have told the bird to tell people to go see the band. Go see Brenda. Go see Brenda.
She probably did. They just didn't put it in the article.
Which is kind of interesting. My in-laws have a cockatoo, and his name is Joe. And Joe has decided that he really likes me. I haven't been down to see him for a while, but he's not usually really fond of strangers, but he decided that he was that I was okay and was hanging out with me while I was there. And sometimes he asks when I'm coming to visit, but he's interesting. He has the like, there's more there than just a bird that's saying something that he heard somewhere else.
Right.
Like,
he has his own thoughts.
Well, yeah, like she puts TV on for him, and they eventually get to have the mentality of about a 4 or 5 year old. So she'll leave the TV on for him, and he really likes horror movies.
Oh,
That's fun.
And
get one.
What do you fucking think?
He particularly likes horror movies where people get killed violently.
Oh my, he likes the screaming.
The bloodier the better, and he laughs and it's creepy. Like she's put something on so that I could see it. It's really creepy. He laughs maniacally when people get stabbed and bleed all over the place on screen.
Do you want a psychotic 5-year-old that you can't slap? You really want that?
I want
He picks on the dogs.
What the fuck do you think this what would be the Brock's? What do you think would be the
God damn it!
for fuck's sake. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
She would say things to Kenny.
Joe occasionally tells my sister-in-law to stop being a bitch.
Nice.
Well, we know where that came from.
My son was telling me that he's very excited.
Yeah.
Because his father, being a father to a daughter is fantastic.
Yeah. But
having a son gives him the opportunity to call him a son of a bitch
and not getting too
much.
Because
you can't call your wife a bitch,
right?
Why
but
would
if
you? She's an angel,
right? But if you call your son, you son of a bitch, you're basically just insulting his mother.
Right.
He's very excited.
A terrible story.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't want a bird.
I can't wait to get a bird.
Maybe like a parakeet.
I mean,
I don't
that's
want
not
a talking bird. A singing bird is one thing, but not a talking, not something that just gets kind of out of nowhere. Oh, PTSD.
Parakeets can be taught to speak. The larger birds do require a larger lifestyle change. Like certain, I know that my
you gotta get slip covers if you buy an ostrich.
Well, definitely, but like
it's gonna shit everywhere.
Like I know that when I was a kid, my stepmother's sister got a parrot, and they had she got rid of all of her Teflon coated pans. There were certain things she wasn't cooking in the home. She stopped using aerosol hairsprays. Like there was this whole list of stuff that she had to change because they got this bird.
Ah, fuck that.
We don't even use aerosol hairspray.
And their bird messed with their dog. They had a German Shepherd at the time. His name was Trooper. And their bird would call Trooper over to the cage and then throw fruit at him as he asked him to do tricks.
That's fucking fantastic.
Because
did Trooper like fruit?
No, he was unimpressed with fruit.
Oh.
But because the bird had been around and seen them going through the dog's tricks, figured out how to do it and what the whole thing was. So he would call the dog over and try to make this happen, throwing him strawberries. And the dog's like, I don't eat strawberries. I'm a dog.
Well,
and the funniest thing that he did, Khan's husband was a volunteer firefighter at the time. He made the noise of Mike's fire pager going off in the middle of the night one night so convincingly that Mike bolted out of bed and drove his Corvette at Mach 1 to the firehouse and went in half dressed because he just rolled out of bed, get into his fire gear, and the guys that were there at the house already are just looking at him like he's lost his mind.
That's funny.
What are you doing? He's like, the call. They're like, don't know what you're talking about. And it was the bird.
So we're getting a bird. Got it. Cool.
If we're getting a bird, I want to get a cat.
Erica, he can Matt can barely deal with the doorbell. and you want him to deal with something that can
dude, my mom used to snap when the phone rang. Straight up snap. Oh, Jesus Christ! Like horribly snap when the phone rang. And I think I understand why now. But yeah, I don't I don't think a bird is going to complete our lives in any way. I think a bird would do nothing but tear us apart.
Go right ahead and move out.
You start packing now. She's going to shop for birds.
I'll go to Petco right now. Are you kidding?
I'm not saying it's me or a bird. I'm saying that like we have such a lovely relationship with just me and you and the dog, and we don't if you want to get us something, we can get a second dog. You know,
there's a lot that comes with these birds.
But they're not sentient fucking beings. They don't talk to you.
You have to take them to like special vets to get special stuff
Oh,
done.
we have a new friend.
Big Daddy's joining us.
Just in time, I see.
For hippopotamuses.
So yeah, hippopotamuses can become airborne for substantial periods of time. So be careful; they might shit on you.
I saw a video of this hippopotamus that was like in the water, and it was like going to attack this person. And somebody was like in the comments, like that was like the whole point of it. They were like, just remember that hippos don't swim; they run. That bitch was running in the fucking water to attack this boat.
Yeah, they weigh 8,000 pounds.
Love to see it.
And they're fast when they want to be. Hippopotamuses can become airborne for substantial periods of time, according to a new research into mammals. Research by the Royal Veterinary College found that the animals can be up in the air for up to 0.3 seconds at a time when they're moving fast. The findings found that unlike other land mammals, such as elephants...
Oh, I thought they were going to like start shitting on us and stuff. You have to look.
Dodging hippo.
I'm like, holy shit! Airport fucking hippos. This changes everything.
When pigs fly, oh shit.
So the findings found that unlike other land animals, such as elephants, horses, and rhinos, hippos exclusively trot when they're moving, pushing the limits of what the giant land animals can do, said the RVC. As part of the research, it monitored video footage taken of two hippos moving around their paddock at Flamingo Land Resort in Yorkshire. Internet footage of hippos moving was also monitored, allowing RVC to broaden the scientific understanding of the species. We're thrilled to provide the first study purely focused on revealing how hippos walk and run.
Before we would just run the other fucking way.
Yeah.
You're so busy running from the fucking thing that you're not paying attention to how much air it's getting.
Right. We were pleasantly surprised to see how hippos get airborne when they move quickly. It's really impressive. He said very little was previously known about how hippos move due to them typically sticking to the water and the danger that they pose.
You know who knew this whole time? Was the makers of Madagascar.
Okay.
Because that hippo could dance. It had a lot of dancing hippos.
That's a good point. Yeah, Disney has really had this type.
Oh, it's DreamWorks. It's not Disney.
Well, I mean,
Madagascar is DreamWorks.
But in Fantasia, there were the hippos that danced.
Okay, there you go. See, so hippos have actually a history of being airborne from dancing.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is not new information at all.
And no, not at all. I mean, my ex has flown overseas several times.
Oh. What up your ex? What a surprise.
All right.
Backed up and still irritated.
Oh, my God.
I was holding that one and holding that in for a while.
So because
I was proud of you.
Do you think that when they watched because you said that they had to watch a whole lot of footage of the hippos in order to figure this out. Do you think that when they watched the footage, it sounded like
well, no, because this was when they were moving fast that they were watching it.
Yeah, they
Oh, so it sounded like dun, 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 dun.
Right. So it probably had a little more upbeat kind of roll to it.
Oh shit, that's great.
Yep.
That's I still have the robot with a living face on my iPad for some reason. Well, I've been staring at that the whole time.
You know, you hope they have a something fun to jog to.
Mm-hmm.
So, Big Daddy, just to close things off and to tie everything into a big bow, we needed some clarification on the Big Daddy asks. Was that you said how many days until you won't go down on your significant other?
Mm.
Is that days without a bath? Is that day like what's the days? Is that days?
Yes, days without a shower.
Like,
Days without a wash. Whether that be a bird bath or a full bath or shower or whatever.
What about a horse bath?
Nope. It's all the same thing. How many unwashed days?
What if it's like 6 unwashed days, but like a wipe right before? Does that still count?
I mean, if that's your line, then there you go.
You know, but that's what you were asking.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I don't think I could go any longer than like 16 or 17.
2 day. Not 2 days, but 2 day.
You should have washed 2 day.
If you didn't wash it 2 day, we have a problem.
All right. So Mike's a sissy.
No. No. Not by any means, but no. If I can wash mine every day, you know?
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for the B block. Let's let's do what we do at the end of B block, and then so we can start C block.
Well, at the end of B block, I tell you, hey, this is the end of B block. We'll be back right after this to bring you the C block here on the Media Virus podcast. And in the C block, you can hope for such wonderful things as Just the Tips number 99 and DUIs galore. Just how many DUIs are too many? We're going to talk about it right after this.
That's the one thing we can't do here.
All right, that's the one thing we can't do here.
That's right.
Because we have standards.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, I don't know what they are, but
All right, that's saved. I'm going to go take a whiz while that saves. I'll be right back.
So what I'm going to do is go into settings, to audio. All right.
All done, baby. All done.
All right, that's saved. I just realized I've left the air conditioner on the whole time I've been recording.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I have a fan going.
What do you guys know?
Tomorrow's going to be a fun day.
I mean, it is what it is. It was a good show.
Yeah. I like bringing Aisha in. That worked.
Yeah, she's funny. I like having her in the comments, though, too.
Yes.
Because then somebody's in the comments.
Yep. And we are rolling. Check, check.
All right. Well, do you want to just start with just the tips?
It's up to you, man.
I mean, or do you want to end with it? Let's start with it.
If you've got it, let's roll.
All right.
Just the tips. With Stanley McFadden.
No, stop touching me. Don't fucking touch me. I don't love you. Please stop. Don't, bro, stop talking to me. I don't give a about none of that. I don't give a about none of that. I don't give a about no please, no needs, no none of that. How the fuck I supposed to tell Lisa about this? My baby mama, I already argue my baby mama about child support money. You just took my last $20,000 that I had to my name, and you went and got a yeah with that shit. How the fuck? Bitch, I can't see my fucking son no more because you. How the fuck I'm gonna see my son now because you raggedy ass? That raggedy ass. That shit don't even look right. That shit don't even look right. The legs don't match none of that shit, bitch. I will work it off. Fuck ass man, bitch. You should have went and got man, bitch. I will work it off. Hey, don't touch me, man. I told you stop touching me because I'm not no fucking. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch. I'm a bitch. Stop touching me. Ain't no sorry, bro. Don't quit touching me, man. That shit tacky as man. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stay right there. Can you stay right there, please? Get the in the car and move around. Whatever you want me to do. I don't give a you took my $20,000 when you got a stop touching me. Get the fuck investment. No, ain't no fuck out of bitch. I'm fucking down investment. I ain't okay that shit. I'm trying to buy houses and property and shit. You gonna go buy get a BBL behind my back. Ain't no out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Media Virus Podcast. I have returned. Your saving grace in this world of bullshit in which we live. It's Big Daddy bringing you another episode of Just the Tips. Tonight's episode is episode number 98. Gold digging hose. Gentlemen, when you decide to get married and you decide that this person is going to be your forever partner, I need you to be really fucking sure that this person is worth and worthy of your time, your attention, and your finances. Because in this day and age, gold digging hose is everywhere. Now, personally, if you are lucky enough to find your forever partner, and congratulations, and I hope you're able to hold on to that person for as long as you can, because sometimes life and unforeseen circumstances can change really quickly, and sometimes what we think is forever turns out to be far less than that. So if you are able to find a partner and and it's your forever partner, hold on to them and love them with all of you for the time that you're together. Now, circling back to this bitch, here's the deal. When you meld those two things together and you have your partner, you have yourself, and now you have this new identity that is the two of you, I want you to keep in mind that you should not lose yourself in the formation of this union. There are still two halves that have created this whole. There is still you, there is still me before there is us. So don't lose yourself in the equation. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm a firm believer in me having my personal money, you as my partner having your own personal money, your own personal finances, and then us as a joint venture, a joint union, our joint couple. Now, when this comes to dividing finances, there is money that I have made that stays in my account. The money that you make stays in your account. And then the money that is ours is the shit that goes into the finances that we incur together. So that would be things like if you're living together and you're both participating in paying rent and utilities, then there is an account that should exist for things like house, home, utilities, rent / mortgage, things like that. I wouldn't necessarily do it on like my car, your car, unless this is the financial situation that you've worked out. You're all grown ass men and women. Work out your own financial situation the way that you see fit. That doesn't change the fact that what I'm talking about is having separate accounts, a yours, a mine, and ours. So when I see this story and I see that she wipes out his account of $20,000, my first question is, okay, this is a wife, and how does she have access to his account? Did she have access to his account, or is this an our joint account? Not really sure. There's not enough details in here to provide for it, but I digress. The point here is that she, his wife, his new wife, because he was talking about a baby mama, so there is another person in this scenario, at least one. Then there's also his kid. That's not what we're talking about. So his current wife wiped out his savings so that she could buy herself a BBL. My second question is, how did he not know that this is going on? That's a large sum of money to take out of an account. Now, if it's a joint account, joint accounts require both signatures to be present in order to take out that amount of money on a joint account. Otherwise, it suggests that she took it out of his personal account. Now, if those circumstances are true, and this is his personal account, then motherfucker, you should not have given that woman access to your personal account with that motherfucking much money in it. You should have known that you were dealing with the gold digging hoe much sooner than this. Next point, ladies, stop shortcutting shit. Trying to get a shortcut to a BBL, it never looks right. It looks like popsicle. You look like two lollipops, right? You got these huge ass with these skinny little legs. When the thighs don't match the ass, it's not cute. It's not attractive. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. So you want to build a better ass, go to the gym. That's it. That's how that works. That's how you build and shape. Yeah, it's going to take some southern cornbread and some meat. If you want to successfully acquire some thickness, then you got to do thickness things. If you want to acquire shape and function, that right amount of both muscle and fat in your ass, then you gotta hit the gym, do some squats, do some glute bridge, do some kickbacks. You gotta go to the gym and make that shit work. It doesn't just happen. And if you 50 and think I'm getting a BBL, that shit is not gonna look right. Who the fuck are you doing that for? Next, I can take her side for a second. Just a second, though. It is entirely possible that she was feeling so bad about herself, and her self-esteem was that low that she felt that getting cut open, aka surgery, was her only option. In which case, then perhaps he could have done something better to improve her self-esteem. In that case, the lesson there, gentlemen, is to continually look to, give your partner compliments, to looking for ways to make your partner feel better about themselves and their body, and making sure that they know that you find them attractive. That being said, I highly doubt that that's the case, but the lesson's still there. Gentlemen, you need to make sure that she doesn't have access to your personal account, and therefore that you don't have access to her personal account. Divide that shit up into a yours, a mine, and an ours. It just makes sense, and this is a perfect example of what can go wrong when you don't. Media Virus Podcast, Big Daddy, happy fucking.
And not for nothing, I've never been a huge fan of plastic surgery. I'm much happier to see a woman that's comfortable in her own skin the way that it happens to be.
Yeah, if you we're all a work in progress. So if you want to build it, build it. If you want something to be different, then you have the ability to change it. But you can do it without invasive surgery that just makes you look fucking weird.
Yeah. And especially when you're going for these big sweeping moves, like when you go from A cups to giant, bigger than my head boobies, it's kind of silly. And it's usually these little skinny girls, and they come out looking like three gumdrops on a toothpick. You got a head and two titties and then this little stick. And it's like, girl, what were you thinking?
Yeah, you gotta make it reasonable.
And
I'm as a fan of big bitties myself, it still has to be reasonable.
Yeah, like, because there's something to be said for proportion.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, the human eye is trained to look for and seek out certain proportions. And that's just kind of the way that our brains are hardwired. So when you see a really big girl with no boobies, it's like, wait a minute, you're 7 feet tall, you have those big wide shoulders, and there's not a titty there?
Yeah, like Miss Faux Fitty had H cups, but she was Faux Fitty.
Right.
So
and
H cups, Faux Fitty. Yeah.
She wasn't 5'2" either, was she?
No, short and squat.
Oh, okay.
she short and squat.
I mean,
yeah.
There is that, but again,
when things just
proportional, it's by the same token, when you have a really thin girl that decides to get the butt done, and she gets this big giant Brazilian ass that just looks silly because there's no thighs to go with it and there's no top to go with it. And it's like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
I don't understand the Brazilian butt lift. I don't understand why. Like, that was not done by a qualified surgeon.
No, and it never is.
You know, there's right. That's it. Like, people, like, women are willing to like fill their asses with like cement to get asses like that, and it just looks fucking weird.
It looks fucking weird.
If you don't match, like, I completely agree. If it does, if the
When the thighs don't match,
if you ain't got cankles, don't fucking talk to me. You know what I mean?
It's fucking weird.
It's fucking weird, right?
Big Daddy is going to have to find himself a lady with a BBL so I can hit it from the back and report back to you guys what that experience is like.
Now, let me explain to you that the women in Erica's family do not need BBLs. They are naturally shaped like that. I don't know. Erica's got a terrific ass, but it is not the derrieres of her family, of her, you know, the Puerto Rican side of her family. It's pretty incredible. I enjoy going to family reunions a lot.
You got a family reunion coming up?
No, we're gonna have to plan one. We are planning the second annual Battle of St. Andrews. That's gonna be like middle September, and we're gonna make it weirder this time.
Oh, neat.
So, and this is one in which Big Booty Becky is going to be there, I'm assuming?
That's right.
She hosts.
She hosts the battle. She lives on St. Andrews Drive, so that's and her boyfriend, you know. But
it's all right. I can take him.
I don't know, maybe.
So
what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to do?
I was just going to say, there's a story that Big Daddy sent in about DUIs, and a gentleman who received his 6th DUI arrest recently, this past Monday in Newark. On July 1st, 2024, at approximately 8:38 a.m., a trooper responded to the Lunchbox Garage, located at 2742 Pulaski Highway in Newark, for the report of a black GMC pickup truck blocking the business's garage doors. Prior to the trooper arriving, the staff approached the truck and made contact with the male driver, who was slumped over the wheel. After staff woke the driver up, he reversed the truck away from the garage doors and fell asleep again after coming to a stop in their parking lot. Upon arriving, the trooper approached the black 2021 GMC Sierra, which was stopped in the parking lot while still in reverse, and observed a sleeping male driver.
Oh, he was still in reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's there, because I was arguing the fact that he wasn't driving.
Yeah, he technically was.
Later, if the car was in gear, that's...
The sleeping male driver who was observed, later identified as Ronnie Steele. After the trooper woke up Steele, he observed multiple signs of impairment throughout his contact with Steele. Steele refused to perform field tests and was taken into custody without incident. A computer inquiry revealed that Steele had 5 prior DUI-related convictions. Steele was transferred.
Do you know why he had refused to take a field sobriety test? Because he had 5 convictions.
Right. And he knew that he would be better off if he just...
You're better off. If you're drunk, you're better off not doing it.
Right.
Because your lawyer can always argue that you weren't, that you were sick, that you were something else.
So experience.
until they can secure a warrant for blood.
Yeah.
And by then you're going to have...
Then you can
right. If you're not injured and already on your way to the hospital, this is a move that you can make that can work in your favor if your body processes alcohol quickly enough.
Jeez. I mean, if you've been DUI'd 6 times before, you pick up some tips and tricks along the way.
Yes, that's how you know those things.
Yeah, he should have listened the first time, because the first thing the lawyer will tell you is just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Don't take a field sobriety test. Just don't. Yeah, it's an inconvenience to your day. You're going to go to the police station. You're going to spend a day. You're going to spend a night in county.
Yep.
But you got a better shot of beating the fucking whole thing.
Yep.
I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is that, just because the cop is just an inconvenience to you. Taking you in is just an inconvenience. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's the pile of evidence, and getting convicted is the real bitch.
Right, that's the bitch of it. But if you don't give them a bunch of evidence, you don't start mouthing off and shit. Don't try to take the cop's gun. Shit like that.
So the 7 DUIs is okay. Just don't mouth off in the process.
That's right. Be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't have 7. He had 6.
Go fuck yourself gently, officer.
Or you can also there's another means you can try. You can start off with, officer, do you smell booze? You smell like alcohol, dude. Smell that? Smell that? Wow.
Has that ever worked?
No. And you probably don't want to leave with, do you know why you pulled me over? They don't like that either.
My deceased brother-in-law, the second dude named Gary that my sister married.
Well, that's just handy. You don't have to get any of the monograms changed.
Right?
Towels and silverware.
Well, you did. Well, anyway. But there's so much I could get into that. But he had a hat made. And that it was like a big trucker hat with the net in the back. This is at their first, not the kids that wear it. Ironic. This was back in the early 90s. I would say late 80s even. Okay.
Did it say Gary the sequel?
No, which would have been fantastic. But Gary and Gary were best friends before that.
Jeez.
Okay.
So, but do you remember? Side note. Remember Newhart?
Yeah.
Hi. I'm Daryl. This is my brother Larry. This is my other brother Larry.
It was the other way around. It was Larry and Daryl. But yeah. Hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. It's my other brother Daryl.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think the Gary fucked with me. Anyway. My other brother Daryl. So, but he had a hat, and on that hat, this is especially made. This cost him some money because there's a lot of letters.
Right.
It said, "Hell yes, I'm drunk, comma, do I look like a stunt driver?"
Oh boy.
Those were the dudes that came of age in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like 60s and 70s. Drinking and driving wasn't nothing.
A big deal. I mean,
yeah.
That was what you did on Friday, coming home from work, getting ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
Right. You got a dude, and I worked, dude, back in the 90s. It was like 96, 97. I was a painter.
Road soda.
That fucking guy would stop and get a 6-pack, drink that on the way home.
Yeah, the 6-pack was just to get home to the beer.
That was just to get home. And then he bought a case. Well, he usually had a case in the car in the house already. But it was a constant. And he would never let anybody else drive. And he was the boss.
I knew a guy who. Do you remember the pony cans that Bud used to have? The short can, those 8-ounce cans. They were the same thickness, but they were short.
Yeah.
He would buy the 8 packs of those instead of a regular 6-pack, because if you put them between your thighs on the seat, if you kind of close your legs a little bit, it disappears entirely. And you can just talk balls in your mouth and everything's fine.
Wow.
And I said, but we work for a highway safety company.
What was his answer to that?
Well, that was, I actually said that one day. We were out working. He said, man, it's hot out. Reach in my lunchbox, get yourself a water. I crack open his lunchbox. I reach in for a water, and there's 4 of these little pony cans lining the bottom of the lunchbox. And he happened to be standing right there with me, and he says, oh, yeah, my son Bobby packed my lunch. He doesn't understand beer at work. I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure he does. I'm not stupid, but yeah, the pony can was all about you can close your legs over it and nobody knows any different.
Damn.
Yeah, those are the good old days. Can't drink and drive anymore.
Oh,
Can't smack your wife around.
You can't get away with it the way you used to. I mean, you can still do it. It's just not.
Yeah, but now it's,
they're really looking for it now.
Yeah. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
And now she takes MMA classes, and now she wants to hit back because she's empowered.
Right. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Well, just to finish this up, Mr. Steele was transported to Troop 2 and charged with the crime listed below, which was 6th offense, driving a vehicle under the influence of any drug, which is a felony. And he was been arraigned by the JP Court number 2 and committed to Howard R. Young Correctional Institution on a $10,000 cash bond.
How did a dude shooting a Walmart drone not make it into the fucking show sheet? Like, how did we skip over that?
I don't know.
That's incredible.
What you got? Tell me about it.
Well, let's see. Hang on, I'm working.
It seems a little funny to me that we wouldn't have grabbed that.
Yeah, but it's there. It's,
I believe you. I mean,
Florida man is back with a vengeance, and this time he's going after Walmart delivery drones. Yes, really. Walmart was demonstrating its delivery drone technology in Clements, Florida, about 25 miles outside of Orlando, and a man allegedly shot the drone out of the sky when it flew near his house. Apparently, he thought it was spying on him. Holy shit. And that guy...
You have to be careful because you're only allowed to protect a certain amount of the airspace over your home. It's actually quite close. I mean, you really don't get much over the roof that you get to protect.
Well, that guy has a gun. The guy that thought the Walmart drone was spying on him has a firearm.
That he probably bought at Walmart.
Yeah,
that tracks. I mean, that is a possibility.
Is delivery drone target practice a legitimate concern for Walmart's like company, Amazon, and Google, which have experimented with these futuristic deliveries? On one hand, this Florida man drone shooting wasn't an isolated incident. On the other, there are far more serious barriers to adoption of delivery drones, namely the cost. Yeah, it's cheaper to pay a dude to come pick it up and take it to the person that wants it.
Oh,
also, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Well,
I assume it's probably not the easiest shot to make.
Florida man is at it again. This time, this particular Florida man saw a Walmart drone and allegedly shot it down
Oh, that's plenty of drone to get a shot at.
In reality, this mysterious flying object was part of a Walmart drone delivery demonstration conducted to attract business and interest, according to Fox 35 Orlando.
And somebody shot it
news
the
report
fuck
explains
down.
that the delivery crew stood in a cul-de-sac waiting for the drone to descend to make this photo delivery. Instead, they heard a loud gunshot, then saw an older man holding a gun toward the sky. The suspect ended up getting arrested with charges for discharging a firearm on residential property and for criminal mischief resulting in damage of over $1,000. According to Walmart, the damage actually amounted to around $2,500, mostly to the drone's payload system. Okay, Florida man jokes aside, what does this incident mean for the future of drone shipping? It's not just Walmart that's invested in this technology. Amazon and Google also want to send our packages flying through the sky.
I mean, haven't we been talking about this for like?
Yeah.
Like, hasn't this been a thing for years?
Yeah. In 2022, it was estimated that Amazon was spending $484 on each drone delivery, and now that's estimated to have dropped to around $63 per delivery.
I see a couple of major problems with this. If drone deliveries are become more common and shooting them down is not punishable, how do you know who's a delivery and how do you know who's just spy camming?
Right.
And how do you know who's not a military drone about to drop a bomb
You don't.
on your house?
You don't. That's they're so easy to weaponize. That's where it becomes really scary.
I mean, they use drones to drop bombs. Matter of fact, we've seen footage of that for Ukraine.
Yep. And
what's the difference?
We're not talking about anything real sophisticated. They've been using some of the off-the-shelf technology modified that, as long as it'll carry the payload and they can set up the release system, you got something.
Yep. So there's a very dangerous track here.
Yeah.
Now we were talking about it today using drones because I want to set up a sniper's perch in my attic, and I just want to shoot kids in the ass with a pellet gun. Right.
I suggested that we get him a drone and stream the video from the weaponized drone to his television and get him a nice controller, and it'd just be like playing video games.
I mean, all we really need is a CO2 container and a trigger.
So here's the downside to that. You can trace a drone because it's an expensive purchase. If you use a CO2 powered gun, you're going to break the skin. If you're using a plastic BB, it's not going to go as far. It's not going to hurt as much, but you can get away with like criminal mischief. If you shoot someone with a CO2 powered gun, there is a criminal charge to it. And
what about a pump gun?
Not so much. It has to do with the BB being metal and it being CO2. And the Hatboro County Police Department will not go easy on you, and that shit remains on your record until you have to work for it and have it expunged.
Oh.
Okay. We'll assume that you know somebody that happened to.
Yes. Someone that happened to. Certainly wasn't Big Daddy on a night out with the CO2 powered gun that he bought with his first job money and shot up people and cars and a couple of stop signs on his way to the bus stop.
That wasn't you?
Nope.
Paintballs are fun.
Yeah, but I have the pellet gun and I have the pellets.
Right. I know, I get that. But
are they plastic or are they metal?
Oh, they're steel pellets. They call them destroyers. They basically act like hollow points.
Yeah, no.
When they hit something, they expand.
Yeah, no, can't use them. Not on a person.
But if I had a good sniper perch.
That is true. You get yourself a good perch.
If I had something like really like you'd never see it. What I gotta learn how to do is to like the ricochet shots.
Where you take
You know
it
what I mean?
off the stop sign to
Off the stop sign, then into the kid's ass.
corner pocket.
And
Yeah.
Right. It feels like they got shot from
Over there.
over near the shop sign. Yeah.
Yeah, but they dent the sign.
We're gonna have to work on this. We're still workshopping this.
How do you feel about a water cannon on your roof?
I'm for it. I'm for it. No, we have had a discussion though. We are going to be installing cameras, fucking every.
Probably not a bad plan. Go with the hard wire if you can.
Yeah, I think the ring stuff is really more in our.
Ring's decent. It's just if it's noticed that you have Wi-Fi, that becomes easy to defeat.
Yeah, that's true.
But
these are just. I just want to. These are morons.
The upside,
acting like assholes outside my house.
The upside to the Ring stuff is they have setups that look just like motion lights and looks nothing more like a camera than just motion lights, and has a camera on board.
Because what I'd like to do is get some of these idiots like on camera and then post it to the group that my neighbor, like my neighborhood has a group, and post it to the group.
Get your kids.
Like, these are your kids. These are acting like assholes. And I know I'm going to start a fight.
Yeah.
But like, your kids are acting, and I know it's not just kids. Like, there are some grown ass fucking adults out acting like fucking assholes.
Yeah, that happens too.
I mean, the thing is, it's either you post it in a group chat or you can escalate to cops. So,
Right. Oh, I've already had to turn in Ring footage to police.
Oh shit! Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. But
they will come looking for it.
Yeah.
There was actually a pretty high profile case that happened here a few years ago, and they came knocking on my door, and they're like, we need to see your camera footage from such and such a date. I did pull a couple of angles for them, but I was able to reverse engineer it and figure out that it was like something. It was like a real kind of high profile thing that was going on, and the chase just happened to go right past my house.
I'm actually kind of hypnotized by the fact that the stuff you have in your background looks like it's sitting on top of all the recording equipment.
Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into changing this angle, so there's kind of some random shit piled on top of the.
But it somehow looks more like a radio studio.
Right. Well, these are records.
No, I know. That's what
Let's see if we have anything good. We'll grab one out. Let's go back here.
You should throw them all on the ground.
Well, let's see what we got. Oh, this one was Mom's. This is Heart, Dog, and Butterfly.
That was your mom's?
Yeah. This was also Mom's. Barry Manilow.
Oh, shit.
Dad brought this one home. This is Million Mile Reflections by the Charlie Daniels Band. That's the one with The Devil Goes Down to Georgia on it.
Oh.
This one was mine. I bought this one in a sealed package in 1996 or 7 at Booth's Corner Farmers Market.
Nice.
And thinking back now, I should have left it sealed.
Yeah.
Another one of Mom's, James Brown at the Garden.
My mom had like fucking Jan Levon and Frank Yankovic. No relation to Al Yankovic.
Right.
I was gonna ask.
They were but these were like real polka. And then I wanted to buy a tape by Weird Al Yankovic called Polka Your Eye Out. And my mom was like, "You're not going to like it." And I'm like, "Mom, I know." Like, my mom didn't know who Weird Al Yankovic was. And she thought it was a relation to Frank Yankovic.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wedge these back in here.
How many times have you humped that teddy bear?
None. It's not my teddy bear.
Oh, okay.
He just happens to inhabit this room.
Whose teddy bear is it?
My wife's.
How many times do you think your wife's humped that teddy bear?
None. None. I happen to know exactly where this teddy bear has been since he came to the house. Our son gave it to her on a Valentine's Day.
I'm just saying that's a whole subgenre on. On
It
Snapchat. Yeah.
It is.
It is.
So. All right. Well, what else we got going on?
I don't think we have that much more, unless Big Daddy's got some interesting stuff. I mean, I'm sure.
I've got nothing until the fall. Reedy Point Players is having a staged reading on Sunday, the 14th at 2 p.m. Staged reading of a racist play.
Oh, Bill wrote something else?
No, this is it's called Second Samuel.
Okay.
And it's set in the 18 something.
Oh, that's the best way, because you can say whatever you want as long as they're set in the 1800s.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what happened. And then the director.
Have you
the
ever
director asked me
impunity?
And the director asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I was like, I'm gonna need to see this script.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure not.
Like, I need to
see
know.
that?
We didn't want to be a part of it then.
Did you guys see that? Like, it was, I don't know if it was TikTok or Reel, a short format video. And it's of a podcast. And there's kids saying that he'd never been called the N-word.
Oh, yeah, I sent that.
Yeah. And the one dude's just like, well, get ready.
Get ready.
And he's like, no.
I've never experienced that. He says, get ready.
Get ready.
That's a perfect response.
And that's what. So, I mean, was it like, I'm joking, but I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people think they're helping somehow by doing shit like that. You know what I mean? You're not.
It doesn't help. What helps is to acknowledge that this thing happened, but not to a point where you're like, as soon as I hear someone say, "Oh, it's a wonderful place set in the South in the 18," like I automatically say, "Fuck you," and this play.
Yeah.
Like, we should not be glorifying this place and this time period in the behaviors that go along with it. Like, if you're going to throw a party, it shouldn't be themed to the South in the 18 something, because I'm the one that's going to show up to the house in a potato sack and chains, because that's funny.
What about Germany in 1939?
Do you promise that you will show up to my house in a potato sack and chains? Do you promise?
Just to see the look on people's faces. Like, I'm dressed appropriately for the party. I think
we're going to throw this party just to see the
look. Dress Pete as Colonel Sanders.
Oh, dress him up in that white, like, fucking suit, like somewhere between a suit and a Southern tuxedo.
Like a Kentucky colonel.
With a bolo tie.
Like a Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there was a story about a company that did that for their annual company party. Their annual company party, they did a Southern theme, 18 something, and a black guy came to the party in chains. He was appropriately dressed.
It's brilliant.
It was fan-fucking-tastic, and that is my goal in life.
I actually have a long plastic chain. I'll be happy to lend you.
Why do you have a long plastic chain?
Because I have 1800s parties.
Of course.
He used to have a black mannequin.
Oh, you want to talk? I didn't go as far as to. I was a black guy for Halloween one time, but I didn't know he was black. It was Slash.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Slash was just like dark Italian or whatever. Like he looked white.
We never talked about it back then. It was never talked about. He just had that great hair and the hat and played guitar like a fucking god, and nobody cared that he was half black and half Jewish.
Wait, Slash from Kiss?
No,
Slash from GNR.
Yeah. He's black and Jewish.
That explains the hair.
Yeah. His name is Saul something.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How did I not know?
And
shit.
And his mother's from England.
That totally tracks now.
Yeah. But we never
the hair should have been you know what? Not only did we not care, like it just wasn't a thing.
It didn't matter. He was amazing.
Well, he put on a top hat and covered his fucking face with his hair. Like you didn't even see. I didn't know what he fucking looked like. I just
remember this video.
I bought a curly fucking wig and just made sure you couldn't see my face, and I was in a top hat. And my brother had, for some reason, made a model guitar, like it was just a decoration, but it was made completely out of wood. And I had I had jeans and fucking a leather jacket, leather vest on.
And probably
Terminator, the Terminator 2 soundtrack was my introduction to GNR, and then I went back.
Yeah, because the earlier stuff is definitely much better. Appetite was it's an amazing album. So I think it's still only second to Thriller in sales.
Oh damn!
I mean, it's
a lot of,
but it's
that time period for me was like how I got into. That was like my white boy music phase. Same thing with Metallica. I got Inner Sandman on MTV.
Yeah, I mean,
did you have the album GNR Lies?
I had Lies.
Probably. I mean, I had
the one.
Oh, you would know if you had Lies. You would know it.
You used to love her.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
It sounds
Patience.
Now, you also got to remember, I had
One in
a lot
a million.
of bootleg tapes. I had bootleg tapes back then, so
yeah.
There's a song called "One in a Million" that I've often thought that if I were going to drunkenly kill myself, this is the one that I would have playing on repeat, so people had to listen to it while they cleaned me up. That's a very dark truth.
While your foot's swinging, hitting them in the head. God damn it, Matty.
On the other side of the room, so that they had to clean you up to get to it.
They would have to clean my brains off the volume knob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I think that's a good place to say goodnight.
Yeah.
It's a nice happy note.
Once we start describing our
sweet dreams, kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this 192nd run at the Media Virus Podcast. This has been the C Block, and we will join you next week for 192 on behalf of Big Daddy, Mrs. Rock Def, who joined us earlier, Aisha, who was with us for a bit, happy and wealthy, and our fearless leader, Matty Rock Def. I'm Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live at Uncle Butch Studios. This has been the Media Virus Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Raspberry Tea Bag!
Burrito.
and I have to remember to make some